Hey guys, am I doing this because I'm running out of topics? Yes. Is it the only reason? No. Because when I started with the live streams, I actually had a topic which I was talking about for 5, 10, 20, whatever minutes as I do now. But at the end, I used to have the Q&A session where I would reply all your comments. And it used to be pretty popular. So when I was thinking today about what kind of topic I should do or cover, I decided to do this one. So basically, guys, for those of you who are already here, or those of you who are joining or will be joining, if you have any questions related to anything, which I can hopefully answer, so visas, accommodation, health insurance, business in the Czech Republic, anything relating to these topics, feel free to ask the questions, comment, and I'll be happy to answer. So this is Q&A session, so ask your questions and I'll be happy to provide answers. So first question is just a warm-up question. How are you doing, sir? I'm doing fine, thank you very much. How are you? So Siam, I have got 3 documents as a work permit. Could you please help me to verify those documents? Well, yes. The question is if it makes sense. Because the question is, where are you from? And what kind of visa or residence permit you will be applying for. So let's say if you are an Indian and you have employment contract for more than 3 months, so let's say for a year or 2, then you have been scammed basically, because there is no way for you to apply for an employee card in India. So we can double check the documents. We can go through that and see if everything is correct, if you can use it for your visa application, if the company is real, if the accommodation is real, all that. So we can technically check it, but it doesn't mean that you will ever be able to apply for a visa. So it depends on what kind of documents you have. Rise and shine, dobrý večer, welcome. So guys, for those of you who just joined, I'm here answering your questions related to everything. You've probably watched some of my videos before. So if you have any questions regarding your situation, anything related to immigration, housing, health insurance, business in the Czech Republic, please ask and I'll be happy to answer those. So Shalu Singh, is it true that nowadays Czech Embassy in New Delhi asking for 2 years insurance for family visa? It depends on what you apply for, because there are 2 types of family reunification. First is family reunification visa, and second is family reunification residence permit. Okay, and based on what you applied for, you need to get the health insurance accordingly. So long-term visa, the validity of the long-term visa is maximum 1 year. So there is no reason for the embassy to ask for health insurance for 2 years if you're getting a visa for 1 year. But if you applied for a residence permit, where the validity can be up to 2 years or 3 years in case of blue card, then yes, you will need to have health insurance covering the full 2 years in advance. So it depends on what you applied for. If you applied for a visa, then they cannot, or they have no right to ask for 2 years, because the maximum validity of a visa is 1 year. But if you applied for a residence permit, then yes, you will have to submit 2 years worth of health insurance. Frederick Ismail Ouba. Hi, hope you're fine. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Is it possible with temporary residence to be owner of a company? Thank you. So the question is what you mean by temporary residence. Do you mean any type of long-term visa or long-term residence permit, or do you mean like specifically temporary residency for family members of an EU citizen? So this would be needed to be clarified. On the other hand, you can always get a company or set up a company or become an owner of a company, even if you don't have any type of visa or residence permit. So even if you were still in the country of your origin, wherever you're from, and you wanted to set up a Czech company, you can do that. It might be a bit complicated because you would need to send documents back and forth and all that, but it's possible. You don't even need to have a visa or residence permit in the Czech Republic. So that's completely fine. The only difference is if you wanted to set up a trade license just to become a freelancer, for that you need to have a visa, at least a visa, which is valid for more than 90 days. So visa for at least 91 days or a residence permit. So if you have a long-term visa or long-term residence permit, you can get a trade license, no problem. If you, for example, have just a bridging visa for 60 days, then you cannot get a trade license. But for a company, it doesn't matter. You can have it even if you don't have any visa at all. Nasir Yardim or Jardim. Hello, I'm studying here, but now want to change my university from public to private university. And also I will transfer my credits to the new university. Is okay. Well, it doesn't matter that much about the private university or public university. It depends on the type of program you are studying. If you are studying an accredited program, you have the student residence permit at the moment. If you have a residence permit, because if you have a visa, then you cannot switch. You need to stay under the same purpose of stay. But if you have a residence permit for a student or with a student purpose of stay, then you can technically switch. Or okay, so if the new program is also accredited, then it will be easy. You can just report the change of the school or the program, and you will still stay under the same type of residence permit you have now. If now you're studying an accredited program and you want to change to non-accredited program, then it will not be just changing your school. It will be the change of your purpose of stay, because you will be switching from student to the other purpose of stay. And that might get a bit more complicated. So it would be best to consult with us like in person, see that, see the current program you have, the current residence permit you have, and the new one. Generally, if it's the same type of programs, or either you switch between accredited programs or you switch between non-accredited programs, then it's fine. But if you want to change from accredited to non-accredited or from non-accredited to accredited, that might be a bit more complicated. Rakib Ahmed, you were worried that I would not reply, right? So you sent the message 3 times. My wife visa status has been approved 18 September, but Embassy Islamabad still didn't contact me for take visa. Is it normal? I'm a little bit nervous. That's okay. That can happen. I would give them a couple more days, and if they don't contact you, then get in touch and ask, hey, I see that my visa has been approved. Do you have any information about that? Blah, blah. Because sometimes what is possible is that they sent you an email already, but it was delivered maybe to your spam folder. So also check your spam folder if something is there. Or they might have a mistake and send it to a different email. So maybe they already tried to reach you, but they couldn't. So that's one option. In that case, writing the embassy would help. But what sometimes happens is that there is just delay between when the decision is made and when the embassy is informed and then when they inform you, because the embassy doesn't make the decision. Okay, the decision is made at the Ministry of the Interior, and then someone from the Ministry of the Interior must inform the embassy, and then the embassy must inform you. So there might be some delay in this process as well. Can be days, can be weeks sometimes. Sometimes there might be a mistake in your email address, or sometimes their email might end up in spam. So check all these. If they haven't sent you anything, give them a bit more time, couple more days, and then get in touch and ask, and you should be fine. That's normal. So Frederick, yes, přechodný pobyt for family members of EU citizens. Okay, got it now, thank you. Happy to help. Nasir, thank you very much, my pleasure. Kirtiraj Gurjar. Sorry guys if I'm mispronouncing your names, it's not, I don't do it on purpose. How long processing takes permanent residency visa maximum? For a permanent residence permit, the maximum validity or maximum time the ministry has to approve it is 60 days. On the other hand, it doesn't really mean that they will make the decision in 60 days, especially for family members of EU citizens. That can take significantly longer, like a couple months even. If you're applying as a standard non-EU citizen, I would expect like 3 to 4 months generally. But officially the ministry has 60 days. So if they don't make the decision within 60 days, you can send some complaint letter or at least check your status. So hopefully this helps. Rakib, thank you so much for doing a great job for foreigners. My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm happy it's helping. I can see that it's 10:30 and 10 people, 11, 12 people are watching. So thank you for that, guys, as well. And shows me that you're interested. So that's good. Hassan Savalmeh, for long-term residence application, is it okay if I do translation of the marriage certificate and birth certificate done in country of origin, and we will submit the application at the MOI? Now I'm kind of confused. So you have a marriage certificate and birth certificate from some country outside of the Czech Republic, and you want to do the translation there. Why? Like, why would you do that? If you anyway need to submit it in the Czech Republic. I did a video about translation last week, I believe, either this past week, like this past Monday, or last week. So it's one of the last videos I made was about translations. And all the translations you submit must be done by a court-approved translator in the Czech Republic. So if you want to be like 100% sure that it's a correct translation, do it in the Czech Republic, easily find a certified translator and get it done here. If you do it in the country of origin of the document, you always risk that the translation will not be accepted. Depends on the country, because with some countries we have agreements that we accept each other's documents. So that if you, for example, it's a Slovak birth certificate and you get a Slovak translation, that will work. But if you get it translated in India by an Indian company, that will not work for the translation. So if you anyway need to submit your application in the Czech Republic at the MOI, do the translation here. That's my recommendation. June Hun, sorry if I mispronounce it. Ahoyan, I can never see your old videos. Are they hidden? No, they're not videos, they're streams. So you need to look in streams, in lives or whatever it's called on YouTube, because I don't make videos, I do live streams and then I edit the live streams and upload them. So it's in the live streams, in the live videos. So not like uploaded videos. I do have a couple uploaded videos, but it's maybe 6, 7, 8, something like that. The rest is in the live streams section. Onur Temel, I applied for a residence permit for study purposes from my country of origin. My visa is approved and I have my visa now. Could you please let me know about the steps I need to take in Czechia? Do I necessarily go to the foreign police? I made a video about this as well. So if you go to my channel, guys, for those of you who haven't done that yet, please subscribe so you don't miss any live stream or any video. So if you go to my videos or to the recordings of the live streams and you search for my visa was approved, what now, then you will find a video where I explain this in detail. But generally, when you come to the Czech Republic, yes, you officially have to go to the foreign police within 3 business days. So if you arrive tomorrow, let's say that's Friday, they are closed, then it's Saturday, Sunday, so you can basically go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Officially, you have to do that. If you stay in some accommodation facility, especially if it was a student residence permit, then you might be staying at the dormitories, and in that case, you don't need to go register to the foreign police because the dormitories will register you themselves. So if you stay in a hotel, hostel, dormitories, good Airbnbs, you don't need to go to the foreign police because they will register you. But if you stay in a private accommodation, if you stay with a friend, or if you already found an apartment, then you need to go there within 3 days. And if you applied for a residence permit, then you also need to go to the Ministry of the Interior, and you need to get registered there. And they will also give you the appointment date for your biometrics, for your fingerprints and all that. And you have 30 days to do this. For the foreign police, you only have 3 days. for the registration with the Ministry of the Interior, you have 30 days, and you need to do the biometrics and then pick up the card like 2 or 3 weeks later. Shalu, what is cheapest insurance you can suggest? As I'm gonna be for visa purpose, and once dependent arrive in Caesar, we'll change residency permit long-term to work permit. Cheapest health insurance depends on your age and the purpose of your stay. If you get in touch with me, I will be happy to send you some quotes, because we are authorized by the Czech National Bank to resell insurance of all insurance companies there are. So now we work with PVZP, Maxima, Slavia. We've also added SV insurance company that used to be Ergo, and AXA and Unica. When they start selling insurance, we will be selling them as well. So we basically can calculate all the options available based on your age, and then I will be able to tell you the prices, and you can choose the cheapest. It depends. For some of the age groups, Slavia is the cheapest. For some, Maxima is the cheapest. For students, especially, even PVZP can be the cheapest if you're below 30 and you're a student. And the other insurance companies, they haven't started selling yet, so I don't know the prices for that yet. But as soon as they start selling, we'll know. So get in touch, and I'll be happy to send you some quotes. Rise and Shine 1984. Hi, Jan. It's possible if Asian people for other EU country, for example, Poland, have Poland employee card, work in Czech and convert my Poland employee card to Czech employee card. Well, if we talk about the employee card, that's not really possible that you would come to the Czech Republic and convert it in the Czech Republic. That's possible with the blue card. If you had a blue card in Poland, then you can come to the Czech Republic, go to the MOI, and switch to a Czech blue card. That's possible, but with the employee card, it's not possible. With the employee card, you always need to submit your first application through a Czech embassy, and then it depends on what country you are from. If you can apply through any Czech embassy in the world, which usually applies to countries where you can also come without the visa, so the 90 days visa-free stay, then it's okay, then it's easy. You could go to Dresden and apply there, you could go to London, apply there. But if you're, let's say, Indian or other Asian country, Chinese or Thai or whatever, then you can only apply for a Czech residence permit in the country of origin. So let's say if you're an Indian, so from India, or in the country where you have been living for more than 2 years. So if you've been living in Poland for more than 2 years, you could potentially apply in Dresden, in Germany, because there is no other embassy within the Schengen area. But if you haven't been in Poland for more than 2 years, then you cannot apply there. So you could apply for an employee card, but it would have to be through the Czech embassy in the country of your origin. Onur Temel, thank you very much. You helped me a lot. Happy to hear that. Hopefully everything will work out for you well, and you'll get the student residency, and you'll be living here forever. And of course, if you need any help with extensions or whatever, let me know. We'll be happy to help. So, guys, 18 minutes gone. If you have any question, let's do 1 or 2 more questions. So if you have any questions, please ask, and I'll be happy to answer those as well. But when we hit the 20 minutes mark, I will just finish the live stream and we'll go home, because I'm still in the office. So I'm still here, one of the offices of Move to Prague. So I need to go home and sleep. Hello, Jan. If you have a Czech PR, how long does it take to be able to apply for passport? Do you need to stay after 5 years after getting PR, or is it 10 years counter from the day you first come to Czech? Well, it's either or. The requirement for Czech citizenship is either 5 years of permanent residence permit or 10 years in total. But in total means like from the first visa you got with no gaps in between. So if you, for example, came here under the 90 days, so you visa-free stay or a short-term visa, that doesn't count. Only if you get your first long-term visa or long-term residence permit, then from that time it starts counting. So 10 years from the moment you got your first visa or residence permit issued, permanent residency for 5 years. So yeah, those are the two conditions. And of course, there are different variations. Like you can be here for 10 years without a PR. So you could technically qualify for the citizenship, but you need to get the PR first before you can apply, because you need to have a permanent residency to apply for citizenship. And then it depends like when you get it. So either 5 years of PR or 10 years in total, plus having a PR for whatever long. These two conditions need to be met. And I guess the last question, rise and shine. So I need to spend 2 years in Poland, then apply via Czech embassy in Poland. Yes, technically, yes. There is no Czech embassy in Poland anymore. They were all closed in May this year. So you would need to apply in Dresden, in Germany. But yes, if you're from a country where you cannot apply through any Czech embassy, you would need to wait to reach 2 years in Poland to be able to apply in Dresden. Ernest, I was first a student before getting the PR and had my PR this year. Yeah, good thing is that being a student counts as a normal full year towards the citizenship. It's not like for the PR that student years only count as half. So for the citizenship, you can count, if you studied for 10 years, then it's counted as full 10 years. So yeah, okay, yeah, you asked about it as well, so I answered that already. Yeah, so if you've been studying here for 10 years and now you just got the PR, then you can apply for the citizenship right away. And then depends, if you studied in Czech, then you will not need to pass the Czech language exam for the citizenship. Maybe not even the Czech realia, like the questions, the test about the Czech Republic, like about the constitution, the parliament, and all that. And it depends on if you studied in Czech. If you didn't study in Czech language, then that doesn't apply. Okay, guys, 22 minutes. It was supposed to be 15. So thank you very much for so many questions that I could talk for 23 minutes now. And see you again next time. Monday, Thursday, until the end of the world. See you guys. Good night. Thank you for joining.